back of the Clippers and 1 game ahead of the Pelicans in that 9-10 race in the play-in situation. LeBron lobs underneath, and Stanley takes it and scores.
Just had vision on the ball. He just reaches up and intercepts that pass.
You're not going to get much longer than Porzingis at 7'3". Hachimura going to pull up, corner the key, and it's 2-2.
And the one thing, let's not take this thing for granted. Let's go out and play hard, because you know what happens when you play short-handed teams.
Yeah, everybody else seems to be available for the Lakers tonight. Maybe not Wayne Ellington. He was more under the weather than anybody else last night. But THT's back, so is Carmelo. Stanley Johnson looking for 2 in a row. Tapped up and in by Russell Westbrook.
That he smothers the over-the-top pass, because if you're allowing him vision, nobody's going to be able to.
Look, you should be able to score against this team. Their defense has been a mess. Washington, only OKC has been worse in this month. And right to the baseline and right to the cup goes Austin Reeves.
Just like
Russ, the former Wizard, great pass to LeBron. He can't finish, gets his own rebound and scores. All that did was take away, and it was introduced. That was no shock that the New York fans would do that to him. LeBron, the cutter! The dive that time by Russ.
That's what happens when you're not like that, because they had shut the lane off on LeBron, but he was able to make the pass.
Kispert got it.
The Lakers know all about Kispert.
The timeline. Wizards have lost 6 straight, matching their season high in futility. LeBron comes over to help out. Porzingis, KCP in the corner for 3.
And that's going to be opened up if they can get the ball inside.
You know, Russ is still tied for 3rd in the league, and triple doubles. LeBron scores. LeBron 19 of his 36 last night. And as he comes back into his action, we've got 7 to shoot. Reeves still has it. Reeves still has it. Now finds Monk all the way with a left hand. Didn't have much room, Stu, but he somehow got it. Wizards. Here they come. Good bounce. Goes to Kispert, and he lays it in. Solid player. Here's a guy, Stu, LeBron James, average from Carl's Jr.
Give in to the new double bacon beat.
Over that rebound. Laker lead is 5. Russ all the way, and Russ scores.
Wow, he went past Neto. I wasn't even there.
Lakers have led all the way so far. Hachimura, born in Japan, hits that one. Swishes it through. Missed a whole bunch early in the season, but he's rounded into shape. Hook pass, Russ, good catch. And then he gives it to Stanley. Well, that was a bullet pass because it's a back-to-back for both teams, and both teams were road teams last evening. Doesn't happen much in the NBA. We've got this scenario. Washington lost at the guard last night. He came back and caught them. Reeves from the outside.
That'll get him on, and good ball movement. Find the open man in the corner and drill it.
12-4 Laker run. Again, a good first quarter after playing horrifically in the first quarter. 3 straight before last night. On the outside, knocking it down. That's the Horton Tucker.
He was wide open because LeBron tried to blindside the high post guy and missed it, and that's what freed up him.
LeBron goes baseline, reverse layup is good. LeBron's got the rebound, threads it right to Monk. Throw it down, Malik, on the break. A 22-point game with Charlotte earlier this year against the Lakers. Just destroyed them in that one. And he also played against the Lakers and only had 7 the other night. And there's number 7, Carmelo, turning and scores. On top by 13 here in the first quarter. Looking to win consecutive games. First time in forever. Left-hand pass. Carmelo looking for 2 in a row, and he's got it. Nothing but net from Melo.
Amazing how Melo, he also in his 19th season continues to do what he does.
Well, Frank keeps talking about getting a little momentum. Could this be the game after the game where they keep that momentum going? Adrian Howie?
I got to sit out.
While we have a moment, here's a word from Nissan.
This Lakers broadcast is brought to you by the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder.
Little Melo talk with Mike Trudell.
Well, you know, Melo is from West Baltimore. I grew up in the Murphy homes, just about 30 to 35 miles from here, and he said that absolutely shaped the way that he played basketball. So, guys, when he was a kid, 8, 10 years old, he's playing with much older players, and it taught him how to be tough. It taught him how to, you just couldn't back down from anything. And there's a lot of that just ruggedness that's still in him. And he, to this day, anytime he goes anywhere near Baltimore, including here, as Gabriel goes up strong, it's just right there. You can just see it kind of when you talk to Melo. You can see it in the way that he plays. Such a proud gentleman, and so many of those fans are right here in D.C. right now.
What a defensive play, though, by Gabriel. I mean, he protected the rim on the back cut, and I mean, made a great defensive play. They called him for the body foul. But boy, showed that if you bring it in here, you better bring it with a real authority.
Hey, Mike, thanks for that, because, you know, when a lot of folks think of Melo, they think of New York and Syracuse and just the city of New York. But, of course, Baltimore, as you mentioned, big influence on him. And you're right, Stu. Boy, if he can continue to flash that athleticism and that length, Wenyen Gabriel, boy, what a find. And to be able to stretch the floor like he did.
Well, obviously, he's not a rookie. He's been around a couple of years, but he's just getting opportunities now that I don't know if he really had good opportunities before.
Third team this year. Russ tried to pass it through traffic, and they turn it over. And KCP has all kinds of problems. Going to get it right back. Gets a pick, finds himself wide open, and Gabriel with one hand brings it down.
Holding off Gafford with the other.
THT downtown. By the way, Avdia has the last 8 points for the Wizards. And it's 34-21. Saturansky. He's in control of this possession. Only a minute 15 remaining. There's Avdia. Little shovel under to Gafford, and he throws it down. Boy, two completely different kind of centers.